Welcome to Thoughtful Thursdays. We are in lockdown. Some of us have just started working, but I think the mood is completely different. And the reason why I'm talking about this is I've been having conversations with senior people and people of all ages, and there's just so many different thoughts that people have shared with me. Some have shared that they're feeling trapped. Some have said that, gosh, I used to finish this work in 3 hours and now it's taking me 6 hours. Somebody wrote into me and said that, is it only me or is my creativity and concentration being hampered? And these are fairly senior people. And I said, what's going on and what is really happening? Is there a question on our efficiency? And I'm not here to give gyan on efficiency and productivity and, split hair on that. And it actually set me thinking that what's really going on in our minds and why are we feeling that there are days when we have not done what we have to do, feeling a bit guilty, maybe, while going to bed and saying, oh my God, I wish I had done so much. And that actually tells me that probably when we look at our personal efficiency, we're actually using the machine metaphor. It almost looks like we are a factory, we have to get up at 8, clock in the number of hours to 12, and every minute has to be accounted for to the T. And I think it has gone a little more bizarre during the lockdown where people have actually said that they have not had much rest. And when I look at that machine metaphor that we're getting up at 8 and then, doing things till 12, it just signals that it is all going to break down because it is a machine metaphor and you're going to break down at some point of time. And that's not the reason for me really bringing this up. But my larger point is that is it affecting creativity and concentration? And I said, let me examine it from close quarters. I haven't really gone and done a lot of talking to a lot of people, but I said, let me read and let me look at it from close quarters for my life. And what struck me, actually multiple things that struck me, but one very, very important thing from a very psychological perspective is that we don't cut ourselves a bit of slack. The moment we don't do something and we're falling short, we actually beat ourselves up. And when I mean by beat ourselves up, it's a psychological feeling that you're actually talking to yourself and you're saying that this is not done and that's not done, but cut yourself a bit of slack, and that's absolutely important. The second thing that I realize is I am a pretty calendar kind of person. I like to organize my life. But in that calendar, I also have, as I would say, wiggle room for creativity and moments of creativity. And if you're not doing that, and the reason for talking about this is that if you're operating from a machine metaphor, what is important for us to actually build wiggle room in a calendar and rest and downtime. And I want to just spend a little more time on rest and downtime because I think we feel guilty when we want to take rest, we want to take leave, we want to take downtime. And I say downtime during the day and downtime during the week and how you pace yourself. And if you're not building this in, I think this is going to hurt us. And it actually, if anybody of you have studied economics, the law of marginal utility actually says that the more you try and push something and keep doing that task, actually you have diminishing returns. And that's the reason and the case for rest and downtime. And for me personally, as I said, if I looked at close quarters, for me rest and downtime is putting on my shoes and going for the meandering stroll for 15 minutes. And that really perks me up, energizes me, gets me thinking. And I come back to the task because I have factored that downtime. That little wiggle room in my calendar that, helps me back, get into action if I'm feeling a little, I'm not being able to do what I have to do. And the third thing I've realized is, no matter how well you plan your life and how efficiently you plan your life, there are days when things will go wrong, unexpected, emergencies. And as I was was reading, I like this guy who said that, the 10-minute rule. And what he said about the 10-minute rule is like, okay, so many things are not happening. He said, just take 10 minutes, sit in your favorite corner and do that particular thing. And it might not provide tangible results, but it still gets you into the momentum and flow. And maybe there are 2 days of your life where you haven't been able to do anything at all, but if you follow this 10-minute rule, I think it will get you back into feeling that you're getting back to doing whatever you're doing, you're productive, you're efficient. But the real reason for talking about all of this is that it is hampering our well-being and creativity and our concentration. So my humble advice is find some wiggle room in your calendar and take some rest and downtime, because we're all going through a lot. And let's not put overrated, obsessive, personal rules of efficiency and make it happen. Cut yourself a bit of slack. If you like what I say and you want to share what you feel about this entire post of Thoughtful Thursday, I'm happy to chat about it, because we're all going through the